Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of the $5 Thrift Challenge. I took a $5 bill into a thrift store, bought one item, sold that item, used that profit to buy more items, and we've been snowballing this since I started with only $5 and one item into what we have now today, which is like 75 items plus over $1,600 in the challenge bank, which is absolutely wild. It's been quite a turbulent time. We've had ups and downs, but we have really, I feel like, shown that you can start a reselling business, you can start a side hustle, you can change your life with a single $5 bill. And it starts with just a little bit of energy, a little bit of learning, seeing what things actually sell by watching videos like this where I tell you guys brands that resell for good money. It doesn't take very much investment and you can really change your life. You can pay for your mortgage with thrifting. But today in this episode, we ended last episode with $1,615.81 in the challenge bank. And we have so many items listed, over 70 items. Plus I have a few items that I am still currently working on cleaning up that I'm also going to sell, all part of this $5 initial investment. So we have over $1,600 in the challenge bank. But now let's talk about some things that I've sold since the last episode. So the first thing that sold was this pair of Chloe shoes. You guys saw me find these in the bins. I paid $3.29 for these shoes. And they are from Chloe. They're $600 retail shoes. I sold them for $60. From $60, we make $48 heading into the challenge bank. So that brings us up to $1,663.81. Then I sold this Chico's red wool, really beautiful long line cardigan. I also got this in the bins, the Salvation Army bins here in Detroit. So that was a good pickup. I think I paid about $1 for this item and it went to a viewer. So if that was you, Mula Thrift, I appreciate you so much, Christina. But that sold for $30 in a bundle. And from the $30, we make $24 heading into the challenge bank. Then we sold a pair of Vionic suede kitten heels. Again, I think I got these. Yeah, I got these in the bins as well. So $3.29. Really low cost of goods lately. And these sold for $40 on Poshmark, giving us $32 of profit heading into the challenge bank, bringing us to over $1,700. So we're getting pretty close to $2,000. And I have to say this too, we have another sale after this one, but I also have not listed in probably a week. It has been Christmas. It's been a busy time here in my life. And so these are sales that are rolling in just from work I've already put in, apart from this week and apart from this season. So I'm really grateful for those. And then the last piece that sold, this is so exciting, is that black puffer coat I picked up in the bins. I tried to take it into the North Face to do the North Face Renewed program, but it did have this big rip on the side of it. So Giu sewed it for me and then it looked amazing. So I did list this to sell it and it sold within like, I think the first day or two for $70 on Depop, which is amazing. Depop takes the fewest fees out, in my opinion, from everything that I have experienced reselling. So it sold on Depop for $70 and we make $66.77 heading into the challenge bank. So our ending total before we go thrifting today is $1,786.58. We're so close to $1,800, which is so close to $2,000. And again, let me remind you, I only had $5 to start this challenge with. I am paying for all these pieces up front. So all the cost of goods are already taken out of the challenge bank. Anything I have paid into the pieces that haven't sold yet is already taken out. So I feel like we're in really good shape. I've been loving doing this series with you guys and I thank you so much for watching it. But now we're gonna head to a normal thrift store, not a bins location. We're going to a normal Salvation Army. I called them today. Today's New Year's Day. I called them to make sure they're open and they're like, yeah, we're open. It's actually all the clothing is 50% off. So yeah, we're gonna go right now. So we need to head to the store together. I'm taking you guys with me. You're my sidekicks. We're gonna go look, and if everything's half off, I feel like things might be more reasonable than they normally are. So I'm feeling really excited about it. And I might bring Jeremy along with me if I can convince him to go. So maybe we'll have my husband join us, but I'm so jazzed. Half off, count me in. I'm so cheap. Let's go to the thrift store. So I usually go into this side, the outlet store over there, but today we're heading over to the regular entrance because that is where everything's half off today. And then if we have time at the end, we'll come back and maybe look in the outlet. But I say we because guess who's here? My husband came with me, so he gets to hold my bag and help me look through stuff. He's gonna be so excited to do that, aren't you, Jeremy? So I made it in. I'm about to start looking in the sweater section, but I've never been in here. This place is huge. Let me show you guys. Like so many racks of clothing, absolutely insane. But also it has a really cool like bag section over here I need to go and look at. I don't think the accessories or shoes are on sale. It's just clothes. So I'm gonna start in the sweaters and see if I can find anything. But I'll update you as I find something. So I haven't found anything like shocking yet, like no shocking brands at all, but like a Talbot's, a classic for $8, so it'd be $4 today, which I think is not bad. Ooh, ooh, ooh. But I did find this J. Jill cardigan, which I really like for, I think it says $10.99, so like $5. But I love the color, it's a size large, so I might end up grabbing that. But there's the J. Jill tag. And I did also, I looked at this and I felt it. I realized that this is Barefoot Dreams. And there was a time where I would have been like obsessed with this and would have been so excited to find it. But I just don't think that Barefoot Dreams does what it used to, so I'm going to leave it. Another Talbot's piece. August silk. A lot of loft, which is not bad. Like if you're looking for yourself, I feel like that'd be totally worth it. But I'll keep looking and see what I can find. Okay, so I do like this. This reminds me of some other pieces I picked up recently that we've sold as part of the challenge. Talbot's medium petite, $8.99, $4.50. But these look like the ones I picked up, and I sold both of them for like around $30 to $40. This one has no wool in it, but I do love the color. And it would be $4.50. So I'm gonna at least think about that and put that in the cart. So I wouldn't say it's an ideal size, but I mean, a T-snap pullover, it was $15.99, so $7, $8. I feel like that's probably worth it. I like it. Looking through these racks because I thought they were new racks, but they're actually the things that they're pulling off the shelves that is supposed to go out of the store today. So I might stop looking through that and go try to figure out what the new tag is that they're putting out. Well, that's cool. I actually kind of really like that. It doesn't have a size on it, but it's really cool. It might be vintage. I forget when the Order of the Phoenix came out, but that's pretty neat. I'll at least hang on to it to show Jeremy. So I decided to come over to the formal dresses, and they have some beautiful dresses. But I saw this purple one, and it stuck out. But then I don't know if you can see that. If you remember that from a few episodes ago. That is White by Vera Wang. Size 18. It's $14.99, so $7.50. That is a heck yes. Because I just sold last week the other one for $115. So definitely got to put that in the cart. That's the first exciting find of the day. I love that purple color. It's a great size too. Okay, so like you guys saw me find this little Harry Potter t-shirt. It is so cool. And I did a reverse image search just to make sure. I was like, maybe we'll get it for ourselves. The only ones I saw were listed for $75 and $65. So this is actually probably vintage now at this point. I think that's super cool. I did grab that, I think it was Talbot's. Yeah, the Talbot's blazer cardigan. I thought that was cool. Jeremy found a pair of Hoka's, which are actually in our host daughter Giu's size. So I'm going to grab those. They're Clifton 8. They're $12.99, which is a little pricey. Shoes aren't on sale, but still, I think they're worth grabbing. And then obviously the White by Vera Wang dress. So exciting. And then you guys saw me find this as well. I was jazzed to find this. It is a size extra small, so I wish it was a little bit bigger. But I mean, at the thrift store in the color that's half off this week, and also everything else is half off. And then this is the most kind of like risky piece, I would say. But this is from Revolve. It's Lovers and Friends, but this cute little party dress. And then Jeremy also found this pair of shoes, which is a pair of APLs, which I think should do really well. So those are all the things that I grabbed here, but we're gonna go next door to the bins side as well. Jeremy said he wants to give it a little look-see, so we'll head there after I check out here. So we came into the bins. Jeremy's in here with me. Wave, say hi, Jeremy. And so he's helping me look. He went over to shoes. And so he grabbed this pair of Sorels that I put in the cart, but then he also helped me get to the bottom of the bin and helped me dig some purses out of the bottom. So there's a Juicy Couture, a Rebekah Minkoff, and then a Fossil bag in the cart. So I feel like that's pretty good, especially for us being here at 3:37 on New Year's Day when the store next door is half off. We're doing a little like sweep through the bottoms of the bins. Luckily, I'm almost 5'11". Jeremy's like 6'1", 6'2", so we really do have height on our side here. But everything here is $1.59. No, $1.89 per pound, or $3.29 per pair of shoes. Oh, I think the prices went up. $1.89 and $3.49. They totally did since the last time I was here. That's crazy. Who knew? Okay. Good to know. Very interesting. But I'm going to keep looking through, just kind of seeing if there's anything left at the bottom of the bins, you know. and then we'll see if we can grab anything and just be in here, in and out, a little quick trip. Okay, so I found like maybe a few different things. Jeremy found some good menswear pieces. Then we looked through the whole bin, found some Scotch and Soda, found some Frank and Oak, really exciting things. I have about 5 items, so I think we're gonna call it a day, head check out, and we'll probably spend less than 10 bucks here is my guess, and then I'll show you guys everything else I got when we get home. We made it back from the Salvation Army and the bins all in one building. Super exciting, love that place. That's in the Clinton Township on Gratiot, if you want to know where it is, in Detroit area. But I spent $81 at the Salvation Army, and I spent $15.72 at the bins, bringing our ending total for today's episode to $1,689.86, which is still more than what we started the episode with. So I feel like we count that as a win, but I got some great items. Really excited. I think that a lot of these pieces are going to sell for great money. I really wanted to focus on some more formal dresses while I was at the normal side of the Salvation Army, at the actual like shopping experience, not the bin side, because in the last like week I've sold maybe 4 or 5 really expensive formal gowns, one of them for this challenge, the other one's just in my normal reselling business. And so I wanted to start by looking over there, and I also happened to find some really good pieces along the way. So I spent $81 and I got some good profitable items, starting with the Patagonia, the T-snap pullover. If this was a really fun pattern, it would do even better. But this was also purple, which was the color that they were getting rid of that week. So the oldest color in their store. A lot of these stores will do the colors for their tags and then do a different color each week. And so then they know which tag to put on sale by which one's the oldest in the store. So I'm shocked that this was still sitting there, but I think it was still sitting there because it was marked at $16, which I felt like was a lot of the prices were really high, I thought, at this store, but on half off day, it was much more worth it. So this was $8. And I do think for $8, I can sell this for maybe $25, $35. I'm thinking hopefully $35. It is a size extra small. So I do think that it is a little bit small, but it looks to be in pretty good condition. So to find Patagonia in the thrift store today, I was happy with that. And then I would say one of the more shockingly good finds was this really cool Harry Potter t-shirt. I saw it, I was like, okay, that's really awesome. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I thought it was neat, and it's for what? It's for the Half-Blood Prince? No, it's for the Order of the Phoenix. And so I think this is now considered vintage, which is, it feels crazy that this would be vintage, but the tag on the inside was cut out. So that's why I was like, I don't know if this will be worth it or not, but I found some similar listings on, ooh, my nails are looking rough and ready. I found some similar listings. This is what happens when you shop in the bins. Like, it doesn't go well with a manicure for sure. But I found some similar listings, and I think I'll be able to look at their tags and really kind of, you know, get a feel for what this piece was and what size it could be. But it was $2.99, so I paid $1.50 for this shirt, and I think it'll do really well. I saw a lot of them listing them around $75, so even if I make 40 bucks off of this, that'd be amazing. You will lose everything. So cool. It's in really good shape. I think that this mark on the front, I feel like I'm gonna get some comments about this mark. I think that this is just deodorant. Like I kind of scratched at it. I think it's gonna come right off. So I'm gonna wash that and hopefully get the deodorant marks off, and then it should sell for good money. I would say that looks like a men's size large. Now, as we were waiting in the checkout line, we got like 2 different pieces that I ended up buying. I went over and just kind of glanced at the men's shoes, and I saw these over there. These are actually a women's pair of shoes in excellent condition, like literally brand new. These are a pair of Rothy's. I was so excited to find these. I love Rothy's. I asked for a pair of Rothy's for Christmas. These are so nice. These are the driving loafer, and they look to be in such great condition. They're actually a women's size 12, and these were also a purple tag, so I got these for half off. So these were supposed to be $15, I think. So I got these, maybe they're $16. I got them for $8. They're really nice. They're this beautiful brownish, kind of taupish color. This is very exciting. And if you guys ever find Rothy's, an easy way to check to see if they're authentic or not is you have to take the insole out. And that's where the size will be too. You want this little tag on the inside to say made in China on it. And this one does say that. It looks like these are a newer pair of Rothy's, looks to be in really great condition. And there's also a really good amount of branding on the insole. Rothy's are washable. I'm a big fan of Rothy's, so I was so pleased to grab those. Those are such a good find. I think that these should resell for 50 bucks, maybe a little bit more even, maybe 75. They retail for over $100, but they retain their resale value really well, and so I always love grabbing Rothy's. Now, I did take a chance kind of on this dress. You guys saw me show you guys this in the store, I think. It's this cute little pink dress, really just like a kind of semi-formal, like you would wear this to like a homecoming dance kind of a thing. It's really little, but I think that works for its crowd. Like I'm gonna market this to juniors for sure, somebody in high school. But this is from Lovers and Friends, which is sold at Revolve. And I don't always pick up this brand anymore. I feel like it doesn't do super well compared to some of the other brands that are sold at Revolve. But this was a size extra small, but it was only $4.99. So I paid $2.50 for this, and that really influenced me. It was so cheap that it was definitely worth it. If this was $7 or $8, I might not have picked it up. But for $2.50, I think this will probably sell for 35 bucks. And then what I was really excited to find was another white by Vera Wang formal gown. This is so pretty, has beautiful, these kind of like waves of chiffon coming down the front. It is full length. This is gorgeous, beautiful purple color. Absolutely stunning. Has the attached belt still on it. I am obsessed with this. This is great, and it's in a great size. The one I just sold was an international sale. The other white by Vera Wang dress I sold, I think, to somebody somewhere in Asia. It might have been Singapore, but that was like a size 0, and it was really small. But this one is a size 18, which I feel like is way more marketable, a better size for sure. And the last one sold for $115, so I'm hoping this one will also sell for over $100 because we need some more of those high profit, high price sales in our challenge. This was $14.99, so I paid $7.50 for this gorgeous dress. It's beautiful. I love to see it. That was a great pickup. Then I grabbed a pair of Hoka Clifton 8s. I already took those out of the challenge. How much I spent on them was $12.99, but I subtracted that from how much I spent in total. I'm gonna give those to GU. Shh, I don't want her to know yet. But this is a pair of APL shoes that my husband found. He did a great job helping me today. He honestly found more things than I did, and he's like, maybe I should be the full-time reseller. And I was like, that's some hot tea, Jeremy. That's some hot tea. But these are so cute. These little APLs, they look to be in really good condition. These were not on sale. These were $9.99, but I did still think they were worth grabbing. For 10 bucks, I would pay that at my normal Goodwill. And so I thought for these, they look to be in great enough shape that it was worth it. And they should resell for around $50. That's what I'm hoping for. But these are in a women's size 10. So really nice pair of shoes. APL shoes are so expensive. They retail for over $200. So when I find them thrifting, I usually like to pick them up. They don't retain their value as well as some other sneaker brands, but I do think that they usually are still worth a grab. Geez, I found a lot of things, didn't I? Okay, $8.99 for this. This was that Talbot's little cardigan blazer. I've sold 2 more of these in this challenge. This one's not made out of wool, which I think honestly might be a little bit more marketable because it won't be itchy. But I know wool's a better fabric in general, but I do like this orange color, has the buttons down the front, super nice. From Talbot's in a size medium petite. I love finding petites and talls. I do feel like that makes a piece more marketable. So that was really cute. I think for that, $35 is what I hope to get. And then I did end up buying one bag from behind the case. Like I had to ask somebody to look at different things. I looked at like maybe 6 different bags, all of them really pricey. Bags weren't on sale. But I did end up buying this Dooney & Bourke red suede leather bag. It's really cute. It's a nice size too. I hope you can tell that it's quite large. But I bought this one because it was a purple tag, and purple was the tag that was on sale no matter what this week. So this was supposed to be $34.99. So I got this for what, $17.50, something around there. So I felt like for less than 20 bucks, it was definitely worth it. The inside looks to be in pretty good shape. It has the key clip in there as well. And I felt some fake bags that day too. This is real suede. This is real leather. This feels really nice. I have sold so many Dooney & Bourke purses that I'm pretty good at telling when something feels right at this point in my life. But the only thing I have to say, I didn't notice until I got home, that it is missing a few of these little like golden balls. I don't know, like the little attachments right here have fallen off of some of these. So I don't know how that happened. But that's the only thing that's really wrong with it. And I still think that I should be able to get more than what I paid for it. It's a really nice bag. It's really hefty. So I do think that this was still a good pickup. For $17, I'm sure I can make more than that. I would still hope for around $50. If this one was in perfect condition, I think I could probably get closer to over $100. It's a really nice bag. And I love the size. The size really plays a role, and the fact that it's all this red suede is beautiful. So I still grabbed that. And then I did find these behind the counter as well. These are Kitsch, these hair perfumes. I tested these out during the Christmas season. I was looking at this random boutique, and so I tried one of these on my hair, and I was like, oh, that's so interesting, but I'm not gonna spend the money on that. They were like 20 bucks for each of these, but these were only $4 at the Salvation Army. So I was like, you know what? It's a treat yourself kind of day. So I did buy these. I put this sheer violet one in my hair, and I really like how it smells actually. So I'm gonna keep this one. I don't need 2 of them. So I think, again, I'm gonna give this one to GU, okay? So don't tell her though. Keep it a secret, friends. Then the last 2 things from the retail side of the Salvation Army, while we were in line again, we stumbled upon some Lululemon on a putback rack. So I did grab this pair of Lululemon pants. They're very interesting. They're this gray pair of pants, and they're in a size extra small. I think that these are men's. That's what I'm getting the vibe of for sure. And I did find the size dot. It's in this back pocket. And so I will be able to look up the exact style of these pants, which will make my life so much easier when I go to list these by using the numbers around the size dot. But these were $19.99. $20 these were, but I spent 10 bucks, which I still felt like was high because I'm cheap, but I felt like for 10 bucks, I could resell these and make money. And that's what I'm looking for in this challenge, right? That I can pick something up and know for sure that I'm going to be able to make money on it. So I think that those will resell for 35. Maybe. I'm gonna have to look up this specific style. Let me know if you guys would have picked these up. Some Lululemon pieces I really do leave behind these days, but I do think that these should do well. A pair of pants, I feel like is a pretty good grab. And then the very last thing, again, on our way to the checkout, I just saw this color poking out. I think I'm gonna try this on for myself. If I end up liking it, I'll take the money for this purchase out of what I spent today. I don't wanna, include that, but look at this cute little button up, the short sleeve button up with a collar and a pocket. This is from Anne Klein. It's vintage for sure, but it's a size 14, but it's 100% silk. And this was it was purple tag. I didn't even think about that. But it was $7.99. So I spent $4 on this. It's a 100% silk top, but it's like that kind of silk, that's like more like velour-ish. I don't know how to describe it. It's a beautiful color though. I love this color. I bought this right after my sister left. She lives in Hong Kong, but I feel like she would have loved this. So maybe I'll hold on to that for her. I'll try it on. We'll see how it fits. Go from there. Or I will sell this, and I still feel like I could sell this for 25 bucks. So could be worth it still. So those are all the things I picked up at the Salvation Army, the store side. Then we just popped into the bins for a few moments. Jeremy wanted to see what it was like over there too. So I spent around $15 and I got 8 items. So Jeremy helped me fish these little bags at the bottom of one of those big old pallets. You know how they do it there. But this is a little Juicy Couture little wallet with this cute little heart clip. I do think that this is fun, and it looked to be in really good shape. So I decided to grab this because of how light it was. Also, they raised the prices. That was so strange. I wasn't expecting that, but still, I think it's still definitely worth getting things there. And then the second piece I picked up was this little Rebekah Minkoff, another kind of wallet. And then here's the Rebekah Minkoff label on the top there. But it looks to me in pretty good shape. The outside looks a little bit faded from, it's like a floral pattern with some fading on it, but the inside, like the whole thing still is really cute. And there's the Rebekah Minkoff label as well. And it's gorgeous real leather. So I thought, for maybe 50 cents, this is not very heavy. I did decide to grab that. Jeremy found me a pair of Sorels. I cannot go to the bins without picking up a pair of Sorels nowadays, especially here in Michigan. Everybody has a pair of boots, a pair of Sorels, it feels like. But these are in a size 7.5, so a women's size 7.5. But they're waterproof, they're a good women's boot. Maybe 35 bucks for those. And then we kind of struck gold in this men's section. We found a few of these pieces all together. And again, this was after they'd done all the flips of the day. No one had grabbed any of these things. I feel like I'm a little trash raccoon, but I love a leftover bin. Like I feel like I find some good things in there. We picked up these men's pieces, which we haven't done a lot of menswear here in this challenge just because I do know women's wear usually better, but I do know quite a bit about menswear. I've made menswear brands lists. If you guys haven't checked those out, check out my brands list videos. Those are very helpful, especially if you're just starting out in this field where you want to resell and you want to learn what could sell. Very helpful video series, if I do say so myself. But this is a pair of pants from Scotch and Soda. I hardly ever find Scotch and Soda, and I love to find it. It's a really good seller. These are the Stewart pants, and they are in a 36-34. But I love Scotch and Soda. It's one of my menswear brands that resell really consistently and really retain a lot of its value. These are a pair of black pants. I had to do some research. I would say 40, 50 bucks is what I would assume without looking at all that I might be able to sell those for. And then I was able to find a second pair as well. This one is a nice khaki pant, again, from Scotch and Soda. This one looks like it has a little bit of schmutz on the back here, so I'm gonna throw it through the wash, make sure I can get everything out. But these ones are the Bowie pant, and they're in a 38-34. So again, these were straight donations. They didn't come from a store, which I like. And then in that same exact spot, we found this piece, which is this more like, ooh, soft, really nice feeling fabric, button down, long sleeve, gorgeous kind of burgundy color. But this is from Frank and Oak, which another really great menswear brand, and one I don't often find and one I would not expect to find in the bins. So really excited about that. This is the Jasper. I love when they tell me what style the piece is on the actual tag. It is so nice. This is in a size extra large. That's a good find. That's really nice. I think Jeremy actually found this. He was like, what's Frank and Oak? And I was like, Jeremy, grab it. It's 100% cotton. Super nice piece again. And all of these cost me roughly, what, I got 8 pieces for $15. So like maybe $2 a piece, including a pair of shoes that was $3.49. Okay, this is really light, but I grabbed this because it was new with tags. It's from Lush, and it's one of those little scarves, so it probably came like tied around something, but I thought this would be fun for whatever one of these pieces sells first from today's video. I think I'm just gonna include this and throw this in with it. That's kind of what I was thinking. This is like a little fun giveaway, or maybe even not even just from this haul, whatever piece sells next from the $5 thrift challenge, I'll just include this if it fits the vibe. It's not like, if it's one of the men's pair of shoes, maybe not that. But like, if it's a girly piece, yeah, for sure. But it's new with tags. I thought it was cute. It looks like it's a honey badger, which I think is hilarious. But it is a badger, new with tags. Thought it was fun. Made me giggle. I liked it. And then the last thing I picked up, which probably accounts for majority of the cost of today's things from the bins, is this full-on like parka coat, which is really nice. And it's from, I think, Land's End. Yeah, Land's End, and a size extra large. It's a size 18. It's a really nice like winter coat. It's a beautiful green color for in the bins. Like, doesn't smell, isn't dirty, doesn't have any stains. What a win. What a win, am I right? But I did look, and I think that that coat should sell for at least 50 bucks, like probably around 65 is where I'm gonna hope to probably list it, maybe list it around 75, but hope to get 50 to 65 on that. But for in the bins, that's a good win. So I got all those pieces. All together, we spent a little bit under $100, which feels like a win for sure. And between all of those menswear pieces from the bins, that coat, the Dooney & Burke purse, a pair of APL sneakers, Lululemon, the Patagonia piece, the white by Vera Wang, the long dress, those Rothy's shoes, like I feel like there's tons of profit sitting on the table. Literally, it's sitting on my table right now. I feel like that was a great day of thrifting. I'm so glad Jeremy got to join us. Please give Jeremy a shout out in the comments because he does not often like to appear on camera, but he was a trooper today. I love the guy. He's a great guy. But those are the things we grabbed. Those are the things that sold this week. I'm excited to head into next week, hopefully feeling a reinvigoration after all the, you know, the Christmas celebrations. We're gonna be looking at really buckling down in our business, hopefully starting next week. That is the plan. I'm gonna go celebrate another Christmas now, so I'm gonna go start editing this video. But I hope you guys enjoyed coming thrifting with me, and I love that you guys are following along with this series. I appreciate you guys so much. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.